Hello everybody, my name is JohnnyFerno, and welcome back to Death Battle! Guts versus Nightmare. Now, as far as I know, these two are certified badasses in their own right. One from an anime and one from a badass fighting video game. Guts is from the anime Guts, I think it's called, where basically he is this giant tank who has like a bench park, like a park bench for a sword, and just crap. And basically it's a very messy, very bloody series with a lot of violence, a lot of action, a lot of everything going on. He's pretty powerful. I know nothing about him. Now, Nightmare, I have played some Soul Calibur in my time, and Nightmare was among my most favorite characters to play in that game, because I always thought he was so freaking badass. Like the giant arm sword he has and all that stuff, just, he is really cool. But I don't know anything about his story. I think that he's like a prince that transformed into, it's basically, isn't it basically Arthas from Warcraft? Like, he got this sword to help his people, but then it transformed him into a monster? I guess? Anyway, I have made you guys wait long enough for this reaction, so let's not stall anymore and just jump right into it as I watch Nightmare versus Guts, the Death Battle. 3, 2, 1. Go.
This episode of Death Battle is brought to you by Squarespace, the easiest way to create a beautiful website, blog, or
still going on about Squarespace, hey.
Squarespace features an elegant interface, beautiful templates, and incredible 24/7 customer support. Try Squarespace at squarespace.com/screwattack and instantly get 10% off.
I have missed Death Battle. Let's do this!
For untold decades, scientists have searched for a legitimate method of measuring a person's level of badassness, completely missing the obvious answer.
Just check out the size of his sword, like Guts, the brutal black swordsman from Berserk.
And Nightmare,
oh,
the
Berserk.
demonic scourge from Soul Calibur.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
I'm getting all giddy, it's like nostalgia or something. Oh, Guts first.
In the realm of Midland, rumors run rampant of a man wielding a humongous blade slaying any who get in his way. But before his legend grew, this black swordsman was known simply as Guts.
Oh man, I'm so excited! Guts is one of the most badass and hardcore characters ever.
That's powerful.
But the story of Guts is not for the faint of heart.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kinda dark. You've been warned.
After a brutal massacre, Guts was born from the
Nice
corpse
start.
of his mother, who'd been
Wait,
hanged
what?
from a tree.
And we're just getting started.
What?
Baby Guts was discovered by a traveling band of mercenaries and was adopted by the camp whore,
who died to plague 3 years later. With no one left to turn to, Guts
Jesus.
was mentored by the mercenary leader Gambino, who began training him in swordsmanship when he was just 6 years old.
Hey, Guts! Why don't you use a smaller sword, one right for your size? We don't carry any baby-sized swords for kids here anyway.
An extremely determined student of war, Guts was soon brought onto the battlefield and killed his first man at the age of 9.
Despite his skill, life wasn't all murder, sunshine, and rainbows. Young Guts was constantly abused in many ways that I don't really want to go into. But these awful things he had to endure kickstarted the long, excruciating process of grooming Guts into the scariest man in the world.
After killing his crazed adoptive father in self-defense, Guts became a lone mercenary, and a damn good one. Recognized for his skill,
oh
he was
God, his
recruited by
eye
a
popped
mercenary
out.
crew called the Band of the Hawk, led by an ambitious man named Griffin. The Hawk's Raiders would be Guts' first taste of camaraderie and friendship.
Over the next 3 years, they single-handedly ended a 100-year war. Things were looking up for Guts. And then Griffith summoned a horde of demons, transformed into a bat monster, murdered all of Guts' friends, and claimed ownership of Guts' soul by branding his neck. If that wasn't dramatic enough, Griffith then raped Guts' girlfriend in the pool of his friend's blood as he watched, pinned down with his eye gouged out and forced to cut off his own arm.
Oh my god!
His best day. After all that, Guts
That's the
dedicated
worst kind
his
of day.
entire life to
My
murdering
god!
Griffith
Poor
as
Guts.
painfully and brutally as possible, while fighting demons on a daily basis as they are drawn to his brand like moths to a flame.
But to do this, he needs the right tools for the job. He carries a belt of throwing knives and a pouch of mini-bombs even demons can't take.
He also received a new mechanical
I think that's
which houses a
an
flamethrower,
important
repeater
note to
crossbow,
have
and a
that
hidden
even demons
single-shot
can't take it,
cannon.
since
Perfect
Nightmare's
for
pretty much
blasting
a
a
demon.
demon's face off.
Surprise, bitch!
But none of that compares to Guts' primary tool of destruction, the giant blade known as Dragon Slayer.
That is badass music.
Massive, thick, heavy, and far too rough. It's too big to be called a sword. More like a heap of raw iron. And it might just be the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Forged by the legendary hermit Godo, Dragon Slayer was made to, well, slay a dragon. Unfortunately, it was laughed off as impossible to use by anyone.
Except for Guts.
Sitting 6.5 feet long and weighing over 400 pounds, the Dragon Slayer is enormous, though not unfeasible. In real life, the largest sword ever used in battle belonged to a Frisian freedom fighter and stood 7 feet tall.
Wow.
Though it wasn't nearly as heavy, only 14 pounds.
With a single swing of Dragon Slayer, Guts can cleave through a man wearing heavy armor. Along with his weapon, his horse, and any other people, animals, or demons who happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
And after killing over 1,000 demons,
I love the
no,
music
I
being
did
played
not
in the
stutter.
background, by the
Dragon
way. It sounds
Slayer has
badass.
bathed in so much demonic blood that it now rests in both the physical and astral planes of existence.
Wait, what?
Somehow. Meaning it is capable of harming any supernatural being.
Even ghosts!
Guts is an absolute monster in combat. He can move faster than the eye can track, killed 100 soldiers on his own in a single night, and once jumped in the mouth of a giant sea god, cut his way through it, and killed it from within.
Wow.
You intend to gamble your life on a single strike.
Guts will do anything to defeat his foes, including jumping into fire or allowing himself to be impaled just to gain an advantage. And somehow he always survives. He's fallen hundreds of feet, gotten stabbed through the face, taken 1,000 supernatural punches at once, and even been run over by an elf fairy Mothra going supersonic speeds.
What?
But his disregard for his own safety can be costly. Honestly, the only reason he's still alive is pure dumb luck and unstoppable willpower.
And if Guts wasn't tough enough on his own, he wears the Berserker armor, the most insane battle gear you've ever seen.
Activating the
badass.
Berserker armor seals off the wearer's nervous system, making him immune to pain and its natural inhibition.
Wow.
This allows Guts to fight at his fullest potential, boosting his power and speed at the risk of damaging his own body.
With this armor, Guts' sword swing is more powerful than a cannonball, though the Force can break his own arm. But
Yeah,
don't
I
worry,
just-
the cursed
yeah.
Berserker armor will literally rip and pierce his body to pin the bones and muscle back
Oh
in place.
my
Now,
god.
don't get the wrong idea. The armor does not actually heal Guts. It just holds him together. This is dangerous because, well, even though Guts won't feel pain, that doesn't make him invincible.
Plus, the Berserker armor also kinda forces Guts to give in to his inner demons and lose all sense of morality and restraint, making him the most violent demon killer ever.
Violent and completely uncontrollable.
Guts is the embodiment of rage and the epitome of badassery. Believe me, the last thing you want to do is get in this guy's way.
My sword has gotten very dull. However, it's 3 times as thick and does 3 times the damage of a normal sword. You'd better pray you die quickly, or this could be painful.
Wow. And that's when it's dull. Ugh.
Long ago, transcending history and the world, an enormous sword was forged, designed to be the deadliest weapon on the battlefield.
It was called Soul Edge, and it was a beast. Gigantic, powerful, sexy.
At a daunting 6 feet 1 inch in length, no ordinary soldier could wield it, but those who could proved unstoppable.
It left no survivors in its wake, just like my ex-wife at an all-you-can-eat buffet.
However, a great evil dwelt within the sword. After claiming victory upon victory and being bathed in the blood and hatred of countless foes, a fire was born inside Soul Edge.
Literally, it's a demon made of friggin' fire!
The demon Inferno had one purpose, to infect the world with evil and chaos. But in order to accomplish this, he needed a warrior capable of wielding the true power of Soul Edge. He planned to possess this warrior and transform them into the azure-clad Knight of Darkness, Nightmare.
So I was kinda right?
Inferno's first victim came in the late 16th century, when a pirate named Cervantes de Leon raided an English galleon and discovered the intriguing blade aboard, claiming it as his own.
But as we know, this was no ordinary flesh-covered sword with an eyeball. Inferno seized this opportunity and possessed the pirate, testing his body by slaughtering the entire population of a Spanish port town. Talk about a test drive!
Unfortunately, while powerful, Cervantes was not the ideal vessel Inferno sought.
So he made him sit in that town until two chicks showed up, killed his ass, and somebody more powerful picked up the
Taki
sword.
and other girl.
That someone was a knight named Siegfried, and this was the body Inferno was looking for.
Oh, it wasn't
Once
the
Siegfried's
prince.
hand touched Soul Edge, Inferno began eating away at his soul, torturing him endlessly and feeding on his fear and anger, transforming him into Nightmare. Nightmare was powerful enough to threaten all of Europe, conquering whole armies and devouring thousands of innocent souls.
If you haven't figured it out by now, Soul Edge is kinda like the ring from Lord of the Rings. If it could cut people and hunger for souls!
However, Soul Edge's power was incomplete. At some point, it had been broken, and shards of the demon's sword had been scattered across the world. To unlock Soul Edge's true power, Nightmare set off to find the lost pieces of his sword and repair it.
As Nightmare discovered each shard, the power of Soul Edge grew, and so did Nightmare's. He can fight with numerous stances, channel fire and lightning through Soul Edge, and devour the souls of hundreds at once with Soul Wave.
Watch this.
I do not want to
Despite
stand in the way of
Nightmare's
that.
ever-growing power, Siegfried constantly battled to free himself from Soul Edge's curse, and eventually, he succeeded. The two did battle atop Osterreinsburg Castle, but Nightmare's power was so great, the entire structure was obliterated by a single swing of his vile blade.
Just like a crazy ex-girlfriend, he figured if he couldn't have that body, no one can.
Soul Edge cannot be defeated by an ordinary blade. In fact, only one weapon has ever been able to harm it, a supposedly holy blade called Soul Calibur. Unknown to most, Soul Calibur is actually the final shard of Soul Edge, reforged into a second sword made specifically to combat its demonic counterpart.
Poor guy. How would you feel if some asshole decided to make a weapon specifically designed to murder you? And it kept showing up everywhere.
Nightmare has come close to conquering the world on numerous occasions, yet a warrior wielding Soul Calibur always seems to show up and hold him at bay. While Soul Edge seems indestructible,
Apart from that pesky holy sword.
Inferno does require a mortal body to create Nightmare.
Yeah.
Should Nightmare fall, Inferno can risk his own life by manifesting himself to protect Soul Edge, as his very existence is tied to the sword.
But if Nightmare manages to absorb that final shard, Soul Edge and Nightmare will merge into their ultimate form. Night Terror. A larger, deadlier,
Oh my!
flyier
I
nightmare.
don't know about that one.
Flyer.
Yeah, when one gains the power of flyingness? Duh.
No matter the time, place, or vessel, few can match the vile trio of Soul Edge, Inferno, and Nightmare.
Blood. Darkness. I shall drown the world in both.
All right, the combatants
Well,
are
I'm looking
set.
forward
Let's
to
end
this.
debate once
Oh,
and for all.
It's time for a
and
death battle! Oh, giant swords, yeah!
pause. Okay, okay. Both candidates are sounding very promising of becoming the winner. Now, Nightmare and all is very powerful, but if I remember correctly, they said that Guts' sword was a very good demon killer. But there is the point with his Berserk armor that even though he can go beyond his usual human limits, his body would still break from all the intense fighting and stuff. So, I'm not sure on either. I'm not sure which one will win, because they both sound powerful with both their aces, but... Okay, I would say that Guts with his demon-slaying sword is going to win, despite my love for demons and fire. Alright, so I'm looking forward to see how this is going to turn out. So, 3, 2, 1, go! Looking forward to see how this is going to turn out. Oh, are those the shards? Are those the shard of the sword? I guess so. Ooh. Look who's come to interrupt the party.
You're in my way. Stand aside. Tremble in my darkness.
Boy!
I like the animation already, it looks really good. Very smooth as well. Oh, yeah, that uppercut sword slash is just really good. Oh yeah, I forgot. Guts doesn't have any kind of elemental powers. He purely has his own strength. While Nightmare has magic.
What's wrong?
Yeah, Nightmare, sorry to say, you have to spend less time talking and more time doing things like that! Oh!
Die!
Oh, his arm cannon. Yeah, that's not enough. Oh my god! Ooh, Night Terror! Oh, that hurt. Oh. Really? I don't think normal arrows is going to cut it. Oh, he's going to die from fire. Oh god, his arm. Ooh.
I told you to stay out of my way.
Sorry, lad, but that isn't going to cut it. Literally. There's the Berserk armor. Whoa! He did it!
Hell yeah!
Okay!
Now that's what I call a sword fight. Well, Nightmare wields more power than Guts.
Anticlimactic?
This is what Guts does every single day. He gets the shit kicked out of him trying to defeat gods and demons leagues above his abilities and still prevails.
It's true, all his life.
I mean, this guy lives in a world where giant monsters are trying to kill you, eat you, rape you, or all three at the same time. And that's just Monday.
It's true. All his life, Guts has had the odds stacked against him, and yet he's still kicking while everything else is dead.
Oh, but Wizard, I thought only Soul Calibur could destroy Soul Edge.
That's also true in the Soul Calibur world. However, Inferno exists on an astral plane. If you recall, Guts' sword Dragon Slayer also exists on such a plane, leaving no question that it could destroy Soul Edge. Plus, his Berserker armor bought him plenty of time to land the killing blow.
Yeah, because it will literally let you fight on until all of your bones are shattered and the last drop of your blood is spilled.
And it's not like Soul Edge was gonna have any luck tempting Guts into picking it up and turning into another Nightmare. Not only has Guts dealt with enough demonic shit to know that's a bad idea, he really loves that Dragon Slayer. He's not giving that up for anything.
Guts was just a whole nother caliber.
The winner is Guts.
Alright. Ooh, who's next time?
Next time on Death Battle.
Let us see. Who's next time? Iron Man! Awesome! Who's Iron Man fighting? It's good to fight Batman just throwing money at each other.
It's like the old saying. If you want someone killed right, you have to kill him yourself.
Lex Luthor?
Hey,
Alright, going out here. Alright, that was a very good battle, and Iron Man versus Lex Luthor? Huh. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, that was a very good battle. I like the I was right. Like, I didn't guess the opposite of what I was originally going to guess. I went with my original guess, and I was right. Let it be known, everyone, that Guts vs. Nightmare is the only one where I was actually right. Oh my. Okay, but this was a very good battle. I enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you enjoyed this battle, even though it took me a long time to get to it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, my name is JohnnyFerno, and I'll see you guys next time.